Hello and welcome to another video blog or vlog from Mckenzie, a carer in South London. As of this video, it is Carers' Rights Day 2015, and the theme for Carers' Rights Day 2015 is actually looking after someone. However, what is Carers' Rights Day all about? Basically, a carer is someone who looks after someone, and I don't mean a professional paid carer, but those who are unpaid and are not always receiving support that so many carers actually desperately need. Now, in the UK, we have around about, I believe, 6.5 million carers who care for either a relative, friend, or neighbour. Those receiving care could be suffering serious physical ailments or old age illnesses, mental health problems, or even a mixture of all of them. And there's so many different types of carers, ranging from old age carers who are increasing in population since we're all living longer, especially in the UK. We also have young carers, some even caring from the age 7 or upwards. Perhaps even at a younger age, you can have young carers. Moving away from the age of carers, you can also have carers who are actually suffering health problems themselves and are having to provide care for their loved ones. You can also have long distance carers and those who actually live with the ones they're supporting. Support for carers varies depending on the age, access to resources, and severity of the illness regarding the person receiving care or the caree. Now, Carers' Rights Day is a day not only to raise awareness regarding carers, but also to celebrate what carers have gone through and to remind organisations of their duty to support carers. Carers up and down the United Kingdom and beyond actually can struggle so much in providing care for those suffering health problems. Carers in the UK save the National Health Service billions, and we all know that unfortunately the NHS is struggling as it is. Now, too much strain on carers not only has an impact on the NHS, but much further. Without the hard work of carers, the community can suffer, and this can lead to society becoming seriously fragmented. There is no duty for anyone to actually provide care, which is actually a frightening thought. Those who care can easily give up and walk away. So recognition of carers' sacrifices is, I believe, of the utmost importance. You may ask what would cause a carer to just give up caring and just walk away. Well, I'm going to list down a few things that would cause that to happen. The first thing that springs to mind is not being able to get access to support. Another one would be being ignored by health professionals. Sometimes we can have a cultural attitude of, we know what's best, or we know what you're going through, so we make the decisions. And perhaps when you look closely at it, I don't fully see that as I can understand why a health professional would say that, but at the same time, they're not involving carers in their decision. They're not looking at the treatment of the caree as a holistic way. They're not sort of involving the family. So that means carers do end up perhaps getting ignored, especially if the caree becomes seriously ill and the carer says, look, we need a better health package or a change in treatment. Other things that can cause carers to just back off is actually not being assessed, not getting a carer's assessment. So that way, basically, carer's assessment, this comes under the Care Act 2015. I think that was released April. Basically, carers have the right to be assessed. They have the right to have it noted down and put on record what sort of care they're providing and how much support they need. Other things would be that can cause carers to feel the strain and back off would be lack of funds, lack of money, causing many carers to end up in debt. Stress of caring, leading to depression, anxiety, worry, and sometimes worse, can also cause carers to fail in supporting their loved ones. A breakdown in the caring relationship is very common, because carers can be put under stress and strain and sometimes not getting that support. Family relations can suffer, which is a very sad thing, and that's what I mean where a community is at risk of breaking down. If you think about it, whether you're married to someone or you have your own son or daughter, it's only a matter of time either you're going to care for someone or be cared for yourself. And with all these things that I've mentioned, if these are not kept in check, I can, without a doubt, the community will suffer, society will suffer because of it. I'll note down a few more things. We also have isolation and stigma. Not everyone wants to be known as a carer, but then you do get those who carry out caring duties, and yet they feel that it's their duty to provide that support to their loved one, and they just don't get that support. Isolation is a tough one, especially someone who's seriously ill. A carer is not going to be going out to work, are they? They're going to be trying to support their loved one that they've probably known all their life and love dearly. They're going to be trying to look after them, and probably the reason for that, again, is lack of access to services, to health services. You'd think, someone in the medical profession or someone from the NHS would be, trying their best to do that job. But then if they're suffering, if the NHS is suffering, who is going to pick up the pieces? It's going to be, unfortunately, the family member or the carer, or even a relative, neighbour, a friend. One more thing I'll mention is carer fatigue. That means basically not getting enough breaks, respite. You're caring constantly, 24 hours, not getting hardly any sleep. Obviously, something's got to give. And if a carer's not getting any rest, then yes, they'll become ill themselves. Well, I hope I've highlighted at least some. This is just some of those things that carers can go through. I mean, that list can quadruple if I spent a lot of time with it. There are many other reasons, as I mentioned, that would cause a carer to walk away from caring, but the ones listed are usually the main reasons anyway. And as I mentioned before, since April 2015, which was passed in the UK, the Care Act sets many changes where carers have the right to get that support and be assessed. I'm not saying it's brilliant, but it's a step in the right direction, this act. Unfortunately, even such a law that will take time to bring into effect, the support that carers need. Because, come to think of it, if we also have to examine that many support services are being cut in the UK, and this is not just support services, I'm talking about NHS budgets. They are getting less. So one would actually question, where on earth are the local authorities, the councils, going to get the financial resources to boost in order to cover the strain carers face? So there are many out there helping to make a difference for carers in the community in the UK, and there are a number of carer support organisations up and down the country. Some will provide information support, some will campaign for carers, some will involve carers themselves in their campaign, some work with the health professionals or those in government to try and get to understand carers, pass better laws, engage with carers. But anyway, I'll mention the ones that I've noticed. I'm sure there's many more, but first thing that springs to mind is Carers Trust. Then with Carers UK, Contact a Family, Crossroads, Caring for Carers, and Chill for Us Carers. Now, if you're caring for a loved one, it is so important you get in touch with such organizations or your local care center, depending on what that person is suffering from. It's not a bad idea to get in touch with those organizations that I've mentioned there, and do check out my blog, where I've written and listed those CARES organizations, and you can check out the website. But thanks for checking out my video blog, and I hope to post another one up soon. Bye.